fools. I have been, and always shall be, your friend.
Death cannot stop true love. All it can do is delay it for a while.
Leave me behind you like some kind of carpet bag. I mean, who put you in charge? O'Connell, what do you think you are doing? Jonathan! O'Connell!
Sorry,
Jonathan,
this bit
coward that
tall.
you are! O'Connell, you are not leaving me in here!
I would have followed you, my brother. My captain. My king.
Dead or alive, we will all come home together. So help me God.
Oh, what a world. What a world. What a world. We're living in the girl boss world. Didn't you know? So listen, Lord Gravemaster, you live in this house too. You know how crazy it is. I will do better. I will do better, husband. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, I'm going to have to mess around with my audio settings. I'm running this without headphones. So everything's going to come through my screen because that's the only way I can get my actual microphone to work. So hopefully I'm a little bit more clear than the last stream. But I digress. Tonight's Tuesday tangent is it's one that it relates to a video series that I'm working on, but it is the bane of current existence in all walks of life, and I do mean all. It doesn't matter if you are talking about books, music, film, television, libraries, like schools, finance, cafes, coffee shops, because those are apparently two different things now. It doesn't matter what walk of life you are in, you are inevitably dealing with girl boss syndrome. And this is so prevalent today that it's actually kind of terrifying. So when I was first trying to figure out like where everything was going wrong, I went back to when I noticed changes. So when I say book, I mean it doesn't matter if it's comics, if it's stayed out of some manga, but it is creeping in. But it's infested comics, it's infested short stories, it's infested children's stories, it has infested all non-fiction and fiction. But like you open up a history book now and the whole like behind every successful man is a powerful, behind every powerful man is a powerful woman, or behind every successful man is a more successful woman, or a woman who taught him to be successful. Like the delusion runs deep. There is a difference between being a capable individual, regardless if you're a male or a female, and living this delusion that, I mean, guys, I'm gonna show you some of the, I mean, there's some of them are up on the screen. Like they have entire digital, like I don't even know what to call them. They're not kits, but that's kind of what they are. It's supposed to be, oh gosh, your what is it called? Your inspo board. Like think Instagram, but it's on your phone. It not only is it on your phone screen, it's the case of your phone, and it's on your coffee mugs, and it's on, you know, your sunglasses, your jacket, do you guys remember way back in the day where they were the shorts that said like juicy on the butt? Now it says girl boss on the butt. Like, it's there, this spiral downward into patenting the girl boss mentality and the merchandising behind it. I am telling you guys, this has taken a dark turn. And I remember when there was something, so there's something, I've talked about it on other streams, and it's going to be in my video series quite a bit. There's something called Bookstagram, and it's on Instagram, obviously. And what it's supposed to do is give you like good book recommendations, right? It's like Goodreads used to do. So it was supposed to give you these recommendations, and then based on like the hashtags that you looked up, or the you know, just like anything else, whatever it was you clicked on, eventually the algorithm would learn what you liked, and then it would suggest those things for you. And for about 2 seconds, a Troubled Green, if you don't know her, you should definitely check her out. She is incredible. A Troubled Green and I talked about this because she was also somebody who used Bookstagram, because it's a great way to sort of see what's out there, discover new authors, and also like connect with people. That was how it started, and it was that for about 2 seconds, and then it got taken over by girl boss, thirst boss traps. It's bad. We'll get to that in a minute. And Book Talk is just as terrifying. So Book Talk, Bookstagram, same thing. We're also going to look up, TikTok is the bane of the existence. So if you're wondering where the fuel for all of this is still coming from, it's TikTok. That shouldn't surprise anybody. But these trends, now YouTube today, their TOS has changed, their algorithm changed. They are cutting shorts off basically at the knees. They don't want to do trendy stuff because, yeah, it gets tens of millions, hundreds of millions of views, but you can't really get advertising dollars from that. So YouTube is going to try and cut shorts off at the knees. See, I'm funny, but it doesn't matter because TikTok is still there, and it's still insanely popular with everybody who is about 38 and under. Honestly, like, even I would say 40 and under. Really, it has just grabbed younger millennials, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha. Like, that's when we're talking younger millennials. So millennials are from 28 to about, I think it's 45 now. So millennials are 28 to 45. Gen Z is like 13 to 27. And then Gen Alpha is everybody who's 12 years and younger right now. So you're talking like 4 decades worth of age groups that have been, and when I say younger millennials, so you're talking the halfway mark between 28 and 45. This is roughly 37, 38 and down. So I would even say 40 and down. But TikTok has really just captured younger millennials, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha. I mean, have you seen the new TikTok? Have you checked out have you seen what's trending on TikTok? They are obsessed with it almost. So it's a problem. But if you were curious how and where that started, much like the MCU was born from the comics, all of this misandry and feminism and girl bossing, it's coming from TikTok and by a lesser extent Instagram. It's just it's so funny because even there it's not very well received, but there's just so much of it. It gets so many views that it's what people try to do. That's where these stupid shipping terms like romantasy, which is just romantic fantasy, that's where that stuff comes from. So romantasy, what's another one? Romark. So that's supposed to be dark, like romantic dark fantasy. So romarcacy or whatever they call it. Like there's just, they shove all this stuff together because they want their hashtags and they want their trends. Gen Z, literally, I'm making a video series on that too. They are discovering the old ways via trends. I mean, seriously, like if you were a 90s kid, you heard the we've got McDonald's at home, we've got coffee at home, we've got ice cream at home. Like you heard all that. Okay, Gen Z is taking that to the next level. I'm not even kidding you. They are doing at-home cafes. I am not kidding. It's ridiculous. So the trend de la trem of Gen Z and young millennials and Gen Alpha, oh, God help us all, because they live and die by these trends. And it is eroding the fabric of humanity and sanity. I stand by that. So when I say that this is a harmful mindset, and that, like, here's the thing, you never, did you guys ever see anything that was like Boy Boss? No, you would see stuff that was like Boss Hog, which is a play off of a very popular character. Okay, so like it's not like everybody was called Boss Hog, all right? Or they would say, you know, like put your big boy pants on and stuff like that. But at no point were you like, where's the boy? Where are all them boy bosses at? Where are all them men bosses at? That you never heard that. It was just, where's the boss? So by putting girl boss or lady boss or female boss or whatever it is, you're already. So we've talked about this before too. In psychology, it is a term known as distancing. You're so desperate to not be something that you take all of these actions to try to avoid it, and it's your focal point, right? So distancing, avoidance mentality is different, but distancing is where you attempt to do everything in your power to not be this one focal point, but because that thing is your focal point, you end up becoming that thing. And it's really heartbreaking to watch because everybody's just like, well, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that. And they're so focused on what they don't want to be that they end like that it consumes them. It consumes them. And so what I am referring to, guys, this is the top of the page. All you have to do is type in girl boss merchandise or girl boss merch. Girly boss is also a thing, but this is all of this merch, all these t-shirts, like just a girl boss building her empire, girl boss building her empire, lady boss, girl boss, girl boss, girl boss, like girl boss, noun, a girl building her empire. Like this isn't healthy. I'm sorry, you're not building an empire. You're building a life, but you're not building an empire. Few people actually build an empire. Lady boss, my skill pay the bill. It should say my skills pay the bills. All right, Pinterest, letting me down. Come on, let's at least rhyme. And then we've got small business owner, girl boss, hashtag girl boss, go girl go. When was the last time you saw anything like this for men? Oh, this is great. Entrepreneur. Like, boss lady shirt. It's so bad. Flip-flop girl boss. So now we're embracing the fact that we're lazy on top of being a girl boss. That's not a thing. You can't be lazy and build an empire. That's not a thing. Here's a female founder. Why can't you just be a founder? Why must you put a qualifier in front of it? I just don't understand. Girl boss. What was I? Oh man, I didn't mean to click on it. I can't really read this one, and I know that if I click on it, it's gonna take me to a weird page. But it's like pushing the limits or like destroying limits or something like that. Limits exist for a reason. Your bones can only go so far before they break, yo. Minding my own small business. Hustle. Oh my god, this too. The hustle. And here is where boss babe. Okay, queen. Okay, boss babe. Hustle, do your thing. Here we go. Look, this is girl boss, rise and grind, sassy since birth, boss babe bundle. This is what I was talking about. These are these digital, they're supposed to be these like inspo boards or like empowerment messages that you tell to yourself. The problem is, like, this isn't actually a goal. These are just words. Sparkle, hustle, it says sparkle, hustle, and I don't know what that word says. I think it says sparkle, hustle, hoop. That doesn't make any sense. Empowered women, empower women. No, they don't. No, women tear women down. My goodness. Sweet but savage. No. Chaos coordinator. This is the thing. Like, they've become so desperate to have some type of recognition because they think that living life like deserves some type of award. This is what happens when you give everybody a participation trophy. Just a girl boss building her empire. I'm getting sick of this one. I'm just a girl boss building her empire. And then it's girl with a slash through it, boss, because now they're trying to say, like, I'm not a girl, I am a woman. And, like, but you're still doing the same thing. It's the same thing. CEO mode. No. Nope. Sarcasm is my only defense. Hashtag girl boss. Hashtag hustle. Girl boss mentality. Girl boss. Future girl boss. They indoctrinate you young. Future girl boss. Small business babe. I actually like that font and that sweater, but I wish it didn't say girl boss. And I don't want it to say I run on Jesus and caffeine either. What is it? I run on caffeine, sarcasm, and Jesus. That's another one too. Oh Lord, the sunglasses. So this one is a slightly different, so props, I guess, but it usually says girl on this one and boss on this one. You're gonna see this a lot. See, lattes and lipstick. Oh, that's not gonna load for me? Okay, fantastic. We'll just go back to that. Girls just want to have fun and level up. So, like, you can't escape this. It's everywhere. Lattes and lipstick. I guess that surfing. I don't know. Girl boss hustle. In my girl boss. Oh, God. They've ruined the word era. Girl power. Because apparently we hate vowels. And it says dope, healthy, smart, beautiful, ambitious, amazing. That doesn't make any sense on the letters that they're on. Like, what about boy power? I am so confused. Girl boss again. Hairdressers bring color to the world. That's actually a really cool one. I need to punk rock it up and give it to Melissa. It'd have to be black and pink, I think. She'd like that. Nope, not reading that. But this is the thing. This is where we're at. Girl boss, girl boss, girl boss. These girls are like 3 and 4. These are like 4 and 5-year-old little girls. She got mad hustle and a dope soul. Girl, oh. St. Laurent, all of the girl boss with the jacket and the binder and like the little personal calendar journal and the reusable coffee mug. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord, I hadn't seen this one before. Powerful. Do we see how just inundated with like life this is? This is unhealthy. This is not good. She is focused, intelligent, motivated, confident, full of faith. Oh, and cute. That's a lot of labels to put on a t-shirt. Girl Boss 24, 34 illustrations, 300 DPI PNG. So this is like, you go through and they have, I've seen these, that's like 1 through 30, like find your aesthetic. And so this Girl Boss she's into latte art, and she has the horn-rimmed blue filter glasses with her Apple laptop and her cookies and her cacti and her little flowers that are probably fake in a vase. And then she's got her cactus back here. I guarantee you this girl would never want to hike through the desert. And then she's got her little jogging pants and her off-the-shoulder sweater with her straight hair and her mug with her runners on, or her tennis shoes, or whatever you want to call them. Like, this bleeds into so much. They're called finance brats, or like, so you've got finance bros and you've got finance babes or brats, depending on who you're looking at. And it's just, it's mind-numbing, utterly insane. Girl Boss, 1988. Don't know what that's got to do with anything. And then, oh yeah, you'll see this a lot too. Long fingernails, lots of jewelry on the fingers, and they're always holding stacks of hundreds because apparently they think that's what they're worth. Oh yes, and we're all obsessed with our birthday. October girl stepping into my birthday like a boss. Like everything is like a boss, like a girl boss. Got a girl boss. Hold on, I'll show you the sunglasses. Na 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 na. See? Oh. We're going to do that one because it's less offensive. But yeah, see? Girl boss. Messy bun. It'll say stuff like messy hair and don't care. Slay, queen, slay, girl boss. Girl bossing it up. These girl boss glasses, this is one that's on the thumbnail. It's everywhere. Everywhere. It's like they took Audrey Hepburn and Marilyn Monroe and Gina Davis, like all these beautiful women, slammed them together in AI and then put girl boss on the sunglasses. I'm just, so few of these women are actually going to add anything of value to the market or to anyone else's life, because they fundamentally misunderstand what others actually like, what is of value in this life and what men value in this life. And they're just like, I don't need no man. Okay, whatever you say, bruh. Whatever you say. So this is where we've arrived at. All of this merchandising and all of this brainwashing and propaganda to be like, slay girl, and like it's in everything. And the reason that it is so prominent, if you guys have ever heard of, now I'm not bashing it, because it has helped people like dig themselves out of holes. I get it. I do. Multi-level marketing, also known as pyramid schemes. If it's something you genuinely use, like I used Beachbody for a long, long time. I really, really liked it. And people would ask me and I'd be like, yeah, like here's my, I never actively like tried to push it on people, if that makes sense. But multi-level marketing gave way to, they're just like, when they'd be like, oh, I'm a small business owner. And then you find out that they sell, like, yeah, okay, technically, like you technically are, but not really, because you are selling a product, a multi-million-dollar company product. Probably the most famous one that I can think of that it's now left, the Mary Kay multi-level marketing. So if you've ever the pink Cadillacs and stuff like that, Mary Kay makeup is still, I think, like the biggest multi-level marketing that there is. And I understand why it's there. I do. And it is a good way to make money if you actually use the product and it's a sound product. But multi-level marketing is basically just a pyramid scheme. And so it's very hard to take people seriously when they say, yeah, I'm a small business owner. And what they actually mean is they work for a multi-billion-dollar company selling products, and they get, I mean, you guys have probably heard some people make a lot of money on multi-level marketing platforms. Like, I know the top sellers for Mary Kay, they get pink Cadillac from the company. They make millions of dollars a year. So for some people, this really, really works. But it's not really a small business. It's not something you built, if that makes sense. This isn't the same thing. This is you are essentially a salesperson. That's the best way to put it. You are, if you guys remember, like, perfume girls or shampoo girls or whatever, that's kind of what you are when you do multi-level marketing. You are a front-facing sales rep for a larger company. You just don't have, like, the office surrounding you. And like, this is where a lot of those trend things came from. It's a lot of where review videos started, because people were like, I need a way to push my Mary Kay or my what's another big one, Beachbody, Sengen's is another big one. And it's not that these aren't good products, but people were like, okay, I need to find a way to actively engage people and get them interested in these products so that they reach out to me so that I can turn around and make sales, and also hopefully find and recruit other people to also do reviews so that they can make sales. Because the way that multi-level marketing works, it's not just about sales. You also want to bring other people in who would technically be like underneath you. You'd bring them in, you'd give them your affiliate code. They'd be like, who recruited you? They give the people the code. And then that person moves up in the ranks of how many people you like brought into the company, if that makes sense. It's essentially recruitment. So it's recruitment and front-facing sales, which a lot of people aren't cut out for. But a lot of these reviews for makeup, for hair products, for hairspray, for stuff like that, it was born out of this. Because how many of you guys remember you'd see the posts, or you'd see the vids that would be like, so lots of people have been asking me, and they have like maybe 10 followers, and you're like, okay, well, it's not lots of people. Or it would be like, for everybody who's asking, or for anybody who is curious. That's a really disingenuous way to lead into stuff, because you're trying to make it appear like people are asking you these questions organically, and they're not. So the way around that was like, I'm going to review the products as they come out. I'm going to actually use them. Like, if you ever, like I said, I use Beachbody because I really, really like their products. I know that they work. So I was like, cool. And then people would ask me, and I'd tell them, and then I would be like, yeah. And they're like, are you going to sell it to me? And I was like, no, not really. Like, I just use it. But anytime that you are, whether you are a customer of this stuff or you sell this stuff, they tell you that the best way to sell this stuff is to use it yourself and to review it yourself. That gave way to all of these different review videos. And now you have all of these women who are claiming to be small business owners, who haven't actually built anything. They are given, like, they don't have to worry about the they don't have to worry about storing the products. They don't have to worry about testing the products. That, like, they're not actually doing anything on the back end, if that makes sense. They're not on the production line. They're not on the research line. They're not on the, like, they're not having to store any of this stuff. So all of the, oh, yep, lost it. What's it called when you move stuff from one place to another? Logistics. All of those logistics, that's someone else's problem. So when it boils down to it, you are a front person sales and a mid-level recruiter. And that's not a bad thing, but it's better if you're just honest about it. So let's see who's here in the chat since it's been 30 minutes. Hello, Jose Taco. Yeah, basically a pyramid scheme, essentially, yes. Exactly, Joe Soffit. If you, like, you shouldn't sell products that you don't believe it. Like, that if you're not using them, you shouldn't sell them. I forgot about Tupperware, the original pyramid scheme. Though I will say, back in the day, Tupperware, it was worth it. The amount of people you have to recruit, though, is insane. That's, yeah, I didn't really get into it, but because you just look at the sheer numbers and you're like, bro, I actually don't have the, like, the ability to pour that much time into it, because they are always pushing you to get, they're like, well, if you can just get 6 people, okay, now just get 6 more people, now just get 6 more, like, it is constant. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to use the stuff. I knew a Forex trader that was mostly trying to get people to sign up for the course. Yep, they, like, if you can just get them to sign up for the course, they're all about it. Adiga Outlaw. I had a couple editors try for Girl Boss into, I had a couple of editors try to force Girl Boss into one of my books. They were disappointed. Yes. This is in my video series, and we've talked about it before on other live streams. The thing is, like, I'm gonna get this off really quick. We'll go back to Girl Boss Bun. So that it doesn't look like I'm shilling for Mary Kay. When it comes to when people say stuff like there's thousands of authors in the world, like they're not all woke, it's not possible. This is true. But anybody who knows anything about strategy and tactics, this is a war. This is a war, and logistics are a big part of the war. So if you control the choke points, you can control pretty much everything else. So if you go to the editors and the editors are like, hey, you need to put in this intersectionalism, this representation, this LGBTQAI plus theme, this, and this, or we're not going to publish your book. Well, a lot of authors are like, okay, I guess I have no choice, because they're like one of the 3 distributors, or they're one of 4 publishing houses, and all these publishing houses are telling me to do the same thing with my book. So I guess I have to. So a lot of people cave to that, and that's something that we were going to get into later, but we can get into it now. So it's called a bottleneck or a choke point. So when you have an idea, or you have something that you want to like give to editors or to publishing houses, they'll tell you, hey, you need this much percentage of this before we'll consider your book. And you just kind of sit there and you're like, I can't do, like, no, that goes against, first of all, it doesn't make any sense for the story, and it goes against what I'm attempting to do. I don't want that in there. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, well, you're a bigot and a misogynist and whatever else they want to call you, and then they kick you out, and then they blacklist you from other publishing companies because there's a few of them. The publishing world is tiny. Pretty much everybody knows who everybody, if they don't know each other personally, they know who everybody else is at the very least. I mean, it's 100% facts. So that's why the new independent landscape is such a game changer. The problem is that you don't have that marketing force behind you, which is where Book Talk and Bookstagram come in. So this is Bookstagram, you can see up here. This is Bookstagram. And what it used to be was you would type in like Bookstagram fantasy or Bookstagram action or Bookstagram romance. Now when you type in Bookstagram, you get stuff like this. I am uncomfortable. I don't know why these people are so obsessed. I don't know if you guys can see that one right there. For women who claim to not want men, they are all about their prawn, and they proudly display it. All these books behind her. Here, I'm gonna click on. And then she smiled at him with her lower teeth. She makes fun of this stuff, but like what she's sitting in front of, I can't really say. But there are chicks who proudly put their prawn up on the shelves for everybody to stare at. I want men to, I need you guys to go back to like the 80s, 70s, 90s, to early 2000s. Like, men were hiding this stuff in lockboxes under their bed. Women just proudly display that stuff, and then they call it romance, and that's how they get around it. Let's see. It's don't ever click on these. Books so good I canceled plans to read them. Don't do that. But what Bookstagram is supposed to do is help you discover, screw this book series and the author, help you discover new authors, and it's also supposed to help like market your own book, essentially. But it gave into trends, and those trends are thirst trap, thirsty women, such like freakishly thirsty women. I am so terrified. Oh, William Knitsky, hi, thank you. I appreciate it. It was a good stream earlier. Yes, I streamed earlier tonight as well. If you guys are curious, it was about the Superman 2025 James Gunn box office. As a guy, I may be the only one who doesn't have a problem with girl bosses. Seeing a guy do the same cool, I just shrug, and I rather the girl bosses. At least they look pretty doing the cool stuff. That is not, yeah. Someone who is actually like skilled and capable and is helping, like, is actually adding something of value is much different than these girls who drink coffee, eat muffins, contribute nothing, but expect the world to bow down at their feet. That is something very different, but that is the mentality behind the girl boss. That is very much the mentality behind the girl boss. When they say hustle, they don't actually mean hustle. Now, I guess move quickly. When they say hustle, they mean pull the wool over people's eyes and take them for all they got. That's what they mean. Oh, hello, saw one. I took a class last year, and my archaeology book had stuff that women were probably hunters at the same level as men. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is invading every aspect of life because women are so insecure that they feel the need to inject themselves everywhere so that you remember they are there. Last I checked, every living human being came from a woman, like was birthed from a woman. Every single one. You can't, like, what, everything that men do is basically for women. And men do some really stupid stuff. So it's like to impress girls. I've seen it. It's very heartwarming most times. But like that whole instinct or that whole identity has been tarnished by girl bossing and boss babing and what was the other one? Girl boss, lady boss, boss babe, into the sun. Like okay, we're done now. We're done. You know how you can like learn some recipes, learn how to cook, learn how to clean, learn how to organize, learn how to manage a schedule, plan a schedule, time management skills. These are things that will help you in life be successful in anything. And speaking as someone who isn't very pretty, you don't have to be super pretty to pull it off. You don't have to like always be chasing filters and likes in order for it to work. So it is what it is. I saw a UK policewoman bawling her eyes out because she got punched in the face. Yep, I've seen that too. I bet she had girl boss syndrome until a taste of reality. Yeah, I'll tell you what, there is nothing more humbling than getting your teeth knocked in. I promise. You won't want a girl boss at all after that. Hi, Chrysanth. Yes, we're girl bossing tonight. We are tangent rabbit holing for gosh, I don't even know how long, but on the girl boss. And that woman needed a man to help. So Miss Andrea is completely senseless. Yup. Absolutely. 100%. Something else you're going to notice about women, they will give advice that is terrible, that they won't take themselves, but they will want you to take because they don't have any skin in the game, so it's no risk to them, so they don't have to worry about it. So the terrifying thing is when you go to like TikTok, so that was the video that we played at the beginning. All of these this girl boss trend, girl boss vibes. When you're a girl boss, there's absolutely no time for personal life. It's work, sleep, and make money. Like, this is not healthy. Also, I don't know who told her that looked cute. I hope she is being, this is from 2021, so she might not be being sarcastic. This is from 2023. Like, this is from a day ago. As a young female business owner, there's nothing better than getting a call on a large corporate company and seeing girls my age leading the blank. Like, our generation is coming. So she's a female business owner who answers corporate call. Like, again, I'm willing to bet multi-level marketing of some type. See, look at this. Girl boss energy, girl boss mindset, party girls, positive energy girl boss motivation, girl boss and male wife. What? Oh no. So he's weak. Got it. Beta male energy, because we're so insecure in ourselves that we have to have weak men around us worshiping the ground we walk on in order to, oh, that's the one I forgot about. Boss bitch. I knew there was one I was forgetting. Here you go. Notice what is prominent. It's all materialistic stuff. All of it, every bit of it is materialistic. Every single one. Private jets, martinis, champagne, heels, legs, coffee everywhere, bags everywhere, designer brands everywhere, traveling, dresses with skimpy backs, skimpy like low cut fronts. She's a girl boss. Like, she is her own boss. She's the CEO. Here you go. CEO energy. What do you notice? I promise you, male CEOs, they don't care. This is not what male CEOs do. But for women, it's a status thing. It is a status thing. And they are desperate to prove that they are better than everybody else. And I'm blown away at how pervasive this is. It's just everywhere. And at no point is any of this stuff positive. If it's not mocking girl boss behavior or bitch boss or boss bitch behavior or whatever, like, it is full bore just insanity. Girl boss pose ideas. Here you go. That's just a bitch. That's not a pose either. That's that. I clicked on that one. TikTok is screwed up. There we go. None of these are good. None of that was good. This is nasty. That looks terrible. No. Why are we not wearing clothes under jackets? I'm not okay. Oh, look, we can see her underwear. This always confused me. Like, modesty. Oh, look, it's Veruca. I can't play this. I'll get hit. 10,000 tons of ice cream. You gonna get fat, girl. Throws a fit and then screams. The beauty of a woman is not in the clothes she wears, the figure that she carries, or the way she combs her hair. Oh boy, where's this going? The beauty of a woman is seen in her eyes. Okay, but you gotta have a soul. Like, you have to have a soul. And clothes do like, don't let anybody lie to you. Clothes do matter to a point. It does matter to a point. But most of this energy coming off of these women, if it's not look at me, it's misery. Honestly. This seems, oh, I am not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Just because this looks like some type of, oh, the Boss Wives. Yeah, I was gonna say that's Megan Thee Stallion. This looks like some type of show. I don't want to deal with that. I will definitely get hit. Babe, he might think that he played you. The reality is he played himself. You are rare AF. There is no upgrade. This is the problem. There's literally 8 billion people on the planet, half of whom are female. Statistically, there are at least 10 people on this planet who are identical to you. 10 other people who are identical to you in value, in mindset, in capability, in knowledge. Like, this is why a value system is so important, and this is why having morals and an honor system that people like hold themselves to is so important, because when you don't, you lose the, you don't care about the sanctity of human life. Well, Chrysanth, to be fair, okay, so 10 people might be identical to you in every single way, except you have one unique soul. So even if there are 10 other people on this planet who walk like you, talk like you, look like you, sound like you, hold the same value system, would make the same decisions as you, like, are essentially, like, for all intents and purposes, your own, as it were, like your doppelganger, you both have different souls. Okay? You are incredibly precious as human beings. That's why human life is so precious. But to sit here and think that you can walk around and flaunt your underwear in public and somehow it isn't, and somehow it's his loss, this is a problem. And then you have look at this, all these comments over here. Facts, right, rare indeed, diamond, facts, 100. These people are crazy. Delusion runs deep. I asked him to go to Portugal. He said, we'll see. I don't know what he'll see, but I'm in Portugal eating a pastry. Oh yeah. There's this whole trend too where solo traveling or whatever without a man because they don't need no man. They want somebody else to pay for it, but they can always like get credit cards or call up one of their simps or whatever it is. So who knows? But this was a trend as well. See, female empowerment, girl boss, Euro summer, travel. Not a good thing. Oh. They're not hustling. I promise you. I edit videos. This is like, they easily spent between costume and hair, like outfit changes, hair changes, and having to like get the make sure that nobody else is using the elevator and stuff like that. This probably took them, I don't know, 4 hours. to get dressed multiple times, change their hair multiple times, walk out to some music. That is not hustling. Just saying. Who's filming? The tripod. The tripod is filming. But it is what it is. Oh. This whole thing. My life is on Do Not Disturb. They're so desperate to appear happy that it's actually like that's actually heartbreaking. Oh, yep, pose ideas. This trash again. Speaking to me is a privilege. Like, bro, get over yourself. Oh my god, the coffee. When you girl bossed a little too hard and now your company trusts you to go on work trips alone. I guarantee you she's not alone. And I doubt she girl bossed too hard. Somebody was probably like, we need her to do something. We need some type of value out of her. So she has a pretty face. Send her with. She can just sit there and look pretty. And if they ask her anything, she can smile and giggle and laugh. You know what I mean? That's sort of what we have arrived at. And they don't even realize it, which is the most hilarious part. But yeah, she looks miserable. Oh, there's actually a man in this one. Speaking to me is a privilege. Ugh. Girlpreneur boss. Really? Because entrepreneur wasn't enough? Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get hit for that. So yeah, 2025 energy. In case you were curious, this isn't going away. Manifesting this. It's our year. 777. I don't know what that means. I don't like it. Oh, wow. Kissy face. Not bad. 100, flames, hearts, emojis. Like, my dear sisters, value yourself because a man won't. My husband values me. I can say that confidently without any hint of sarcasm or derision. Like, why are these women so convinced that men won't appreciate them? First of all, if you ask high value men what they think it makes a high value woman, it is not that she has a PhD. It is not that she is an earner, that she's a finance girl. It's not that I have no idea what 777 is, and I don't want to know. It isn't any of those things. It's somebody who is caring, considerate, loyal, kind, and smiles. And will cook for them every once in a while. Like, oh, see, I accidentally girl bossed. This was also a trend. When you girl boss too hard and realize it will never financially make sense for you to not work. Actually, it can. You just find a husband. Here you go. I accidentally. This was a trend going around for a long time. They were stressed out because they are having to answer emails and answer questions, and they just want to be able to sit in their office, their air-conditioned office, do nothing, and get paid millions of dollars. That's what they want. Like, that is legitimately what they want. I don't know. This doesn't seem like a good way to live. This at all doesn't seem like a good way to live. But this is a huge trend on, like, girl boss energy, girl boss mindset. Here, let's look up girl boss mindset. What's this trend? Find it funny that they're always in heels. Like, if you were super confident in yourself, you wouldn't be in heels. I don't know. 777 is known as the angel number and signifies spiritual growth. Okay, I knew that it had angelic ties, but I didn't think that that's what they meant. Oh, It's a Gundam had a hilarious series of adult daycare shorts starring these types of women. Yeah, that's essentially what these are. We love Papa Gundam. Angel's numbers are mystery school deception, though. I don't know what that means, Joe Soffit. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know what that is. That's called a debt slave. Yes, that's exactly what it is. If you can't ever see yourself not working because it will never make financial sense for you to not work, you are a debt slave. For real, for real. That's why when these women are like, "Oh, I'm a small business owner. I'm a I run a small business," and then you ask them what it is, and then they say, "Well, I work for such and such company, but I own like it's a bit like a franchisee is what they try to say. Like it's more like I'm a franchisee and it's a franchise and stuff like that. That's not what it is. But I don't know. That this whole like mentality of I'm a girl boss. I don't need no man. Girl, look at you creating your dream life, doing things you said you were going to do, working hard and staying focused, showing up as the very best version of yourself. I'm proud of you. It's a lot of coddling going on. But I don't know. For non-religious, it means people are their own god. That makes sense. That makes way more sense. That tracks with the manifestation bull crap. Man, so Chrysanth says, man, I worked in a lab. We weren't allowed to wear anything like that. Yeah, tell me about it. No jewelry, no makeup, no heels, closed-toed shoes, covered shoulders. Yeah, because you're actually like doing a job. Like I said, I worked aviation for 10 years. I didn't have earrings in. I never wore makeup. I didn't have my wedding ring on. Like, that's a hazard if you wear that stuff. That's literally a hazard. If you are actively being productive and actually working like a labor job or a high risk job like in a clean zone like a lab, or if you're doing a trade, or if you're on like a flight line or on an assembly line, the blue collar people know this. Like, you can't wear any of that stuff because first of all, in a lab, there's so many things that can react with like the metal. Like if you have a platinum ring on, or a gold ring, or a sterling silver ring, or if you have a nickel ring on, it'll be really bad. Those metals react with stuff in labs. It's chemistry. It's basic chemistry. You can't wear this stuff. You can't dress like this. You can't act like this. And showing up with this entitled mindset is why so many women fail but refuse to see it that way. And so they'll try and be like, oh, they just couldn't handle me. I was just too much. Like, no, you were a liability. You were 100% a liability. My dad told me he always regretted retiring and he felt that's when he started dying. So I've determined I'm just going to work forever. Yes. So if you listen to what men say, if they don't have, especially if they don't have an established hobby, or if they was it's interesting because for men, if they're not working, this has been proven. If men are not working, if men are not being challenged regularly, and not by like I don't mean be a challenging woman. That isn't what I mean. I mean that if they are not being physically and mentally challenged consistently, they start to rot from the inside out. So like some of the healthy, my grandfather is 93 years old and he still push mows his 1 acre lawn. He chops wood. He lives by himself. He is sharp as a tack. I'm just like, man, those genes are in me somewhere, but he doesn't stop working. He's not sedentary. But my grandmother, God rest her soul, she was the most patient, loving, caring, kind woman on the planet, and he misses her every single day. And so it it's been really, really hard for him. It's been 14 years since my grandma passed. And you know, he didn't know what he was going to do. He was 80. He was like, what am I going to do? And he was like, I don't think I'm going to be around much longer. But he just threw himself into work. He continued tinkering on, he got his pilot's license renewed. He kept working on engines for trains, for tanks, for planes, for cars. He just kept working. And he's still going. Like, he wakes up every day and he goes, well, I guess God needs me one more day. And I think that's an incredible way to look at it, because I don't know what I would do if I didn't have my husband for 14 years. Especially, like, you know, when you're 80, a lot of people try to, like, write you off, but especially because with advances in science and everything like that, people are living longer and healthier. Like, I mean, Tom Cruise is 60 and he looks like he's in his 40s. He looks better than some 20-year-olds. But yeah, it's insane. And so I look at my grandpa, and then I look at my uncles, and it's kind of the same thing. And they seem happiest when they are challenging themselves, if that makes sense. So I totally get what your dad's getting to, Firafima. But I was in aviation, also aerospace ground equipment in the Air Force. Nice. I was Marine Corps aviation. I really hope you find a career that will allow you to live easy as an old person. Yes, Fear. Yeah. No, not challenging women. Don't need those. No migraines wanted at all. Yes, constantly challenging yourself. Always, my grandpa always says, the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. So something to keep in mind. Yep. Retirement was a kick in the ass, so that's why you started writing. Makes sense. He did, actually, at 80 years old. It's insane. I think it's because he had his pilot license for so long, and he went in to get it renewed. And my grandpa found out my grandpa's got, like, in his 80s, he doesn't have glasses. Now he's in his 90s and he doesn't have glasses. He has reading glasses, but the fact that he's 94 and uses reading glasses, he doesn't fly anymore. I will say that. But yeah, after my grandma died, he was like, what am I going to do? And then he just started, like, doing stuff, because I think it was, he's much like me, active grieving. That's a thing. You have to do stuff. Like, stuff has to get done and you can function, so you must function. It's not that you don't care, it's that it is literally the way that you are built. So he went in, and yeah, they were like, yeah, if you want to get your pilot's license renewed, like, you're gonna have to do this, and this. And yeah, he passed. I was like, my mom called me and told me, and I was like, what? And she was like, yep. And I was like, okay then, good for him. But I don't know. Yes, Chrysanth, that is little boys from the beginning of, like, at about 3 months old, as soon as they can roll over, they need to be challenged. They need something to do. A lot of overdiagnoses of ADHD it's wildly overdiagnosed in little boys, because they're like, oh, these boys just can't sit still. Human beings are not meant to sit. Like, I want you guys to think, if you've ever had, like, a desk job or an office job or anything like that, you get up and you move, probably more than you think, but at least every 45 minutes, because we're not built to sit still for 8, 9, 10 hours and just get talked at. Like, little boys do not have ADHD. They have energy. They need to be challenged. They need to be doing things. That's true of all children. Like, they need to move. That is how you engage them in their, the energy must be, like, expanded somewhere. Like, you have got to move. You have got to let them do things. Even adults can't sit still that long. And it isn't because you're unable to focus or because you have ADHD or because you're neurodivergent or whatever other buzzword or term or psychology PhD thesis that needs you to be their guinea pig says. It's literally because you're human. Your heart is an energy source. Like, you are energy. You need to move. Little boys have higher testosterone, meaning they need to move more because their energy levels tend to be higher. And yes, that's tied to cortisol and hormones and all kinds of other stuff. But in general, little boys learn best by doing. Little girls learn best by being shown and then instructed as they do it, and then they practice. Little boys, fastest way they learn, you show, like, you hand them baseball bat and helmet, say this goes on head to stop brain from bleeding out ear, take stick, hit ball. I mean, like, that's literally it. And then you're like, you got to keep it between these two lines and run as fast as you can unless someone catches that ball. And then they're off and run, and like, they'll hear you and they're only taking about 3 or 4 seconds of that information. They heard don't get hit in the head and hit the ball between these lines. So that's what they try to do. And if they hit it, they take off running. And it isn't until you correct them in the process of what they're doing, they're like, oh, okay, I need to course correct. Like, that's how boys work. They fix on the go. They're like, oh, okay, that's not correct, so we're just going to do this. That's not how girls work. Girls, like, plan stuff out, and then they ask you where's the error, and then they try to reconcile the error before they ever take a step forward. That's just in general. Obviously, we're generalizing. Yes, there's exceptions to the rule. Before people get into the comments and start, like, hating on me for it, I'm obviously speaking generally. But that is legitimately, like, what it boils down to. Honestly, truly. Yeah, exactly, Kristen. Like, people find excuses to move away from their desk. Reception is horrible because, like, it has pros and cons. If it's a busy day and people are coming in and you're busy and you're talking and you're actively engaging and maybe you're taking people to certain places so you do get that movement and you do get that engagement, that's fine. But if it's a slow day, oh man, and you can't leave the desk in case somebody walks up, that's torture. Torture. It's actually inhumane. That's why there should be 2 receptionists, actually 3, so that you guys can, like, do a rotation, so that you guys can, like, get up, move, go do things, get away from the desk. But corporations just want to treat you like cogs in the machine. Chew you up and spit you out the second you can't keep up. I can see it. I worked cashier for a year. Couldn't just stand at attention. I had to be doing something. Yeah. Yes, day goes by faster when you do stuff as well. Absolutely. Or, if you accidentally lay down for a 20-minute nap and then you wake up 6 hours later. That happens too, Joe Soffit. I think that happens more to girls than guys, but it happens nonetheless. So if you're ever curious why, high value women mindset. So if you're curious what this is, where this is coming from and why this is a thing, look at this. 13,000 likes, 10,000 likes. 300 likes. 2,400 likes. 462,000 likes. Never do this with men. Okay, hold on. Never do this with men. Never complain and never explain. No, you should explain. When you complain all the time, you're never going to get what you want. The only way to get what you want from him is to literally ask him, okay, yes. And when you explain yourself, you're giving away your power. No! Let your silence be your strength. Oh my God. Cause a high value woman will only speak when necessary. No, please explain yourself. That's terrible advice. That's actually terrible advice. 43,000 likes. For what looks like she is the woman a man needs. She's not the woman who needs a man. She is the woman who a man needs. That's got 43,000 likes. 7,300 likes. 100,000 likes. Work on you for you. 475 likes. It's funny because you get all these, like, tons of likes, and then you get these little like counters. I mean, not that I can say much. I don't think I have a video that's got 475 likes on it, but it is what it is. 89,000 likes, 267,000 likes, 24.2 thousand likes. So let's see, work on you for you. You look a heap happier. Who healed you? I healed myself. I bet that's what it is. Yep, myself. Look at that. Called it. And again, champagne, travel, jewelry, clothes, not like all of this shallow crap. Let's look at this 267,000 one with the Apple placement right there. You've changed. There's no going back. Become the person who you never thought you could. They never thought you could be. Yes, because everybody else is what kept you down because nobody believed in you. And there we go again with the brands and the like, oh my gosh, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, Apple. Are we seeing this trend? This is not healthy. 16,000 likes, 727 likes, 7,000. Oh, they tried to reel in Keanu with that stuff. 25.4 thousand likes, 154.9 thousand likes. Show up for yourself because no one else can do that part. Well, yeah, no one else can live your life for you. Win in private, lose in private. What people don't know, they can't ruin. This isn't private though. Like, this is very public. Do we see how this is confusing? A woman with high standards. 32,000 likes. Should we see what a woman with high standards? Look, ladies, if you really have high standards, I hate. Ooh, the hand. Listen, lady, I can hear her voice. Should we see if I'm right? You will never have to tell a man. Here we go. Told you. He will already intuitively know. That's terrible advice. Men are not mind readers. Your head is not made of glass. Nobody can see what you're thinking. He will not already intuitively know. Whether or not women are within their standards fairly quickly. Take it from me. There's zero reason for you to shut your boundaries to the world. A woman with high standards carries herself with such a poise. And she has this energy that just speaks for itself. And that is why I said men will just intuitively know. The girl who's always shouting about how she has such high standards and will never let a man do this. Listen. She is not Italian. No, she's not. That is not an Italian woman. If I had to guess, I'm going to say, based off of like, see, this is the problem. I can't tell with all these filters and all of this makeup and stuff like that. But if I had to venture a guess, I think she's like half Hispanic and half German. That's what I'm getting. This is terrible advice. Please don't listen to it. I do not endorse this at all. Go away. 32.4 thousand likes on that one. She knows her worth. 18.6 thousand likes. Don't be a woman with just a pretty face. Be the woman with everything. Beauty, brains, money, and soul alignment. Be a successful, magnetic woman that no one can mess with. I promise you, if I ran up to you and stuck my foot out, you would fall. And if you're magnetic, can't I just like put you next to some mountains with metal in them and that would screw you all up? Yeah. 18.6 thousand. 1,100 likes. Almost 1,200 likes. 52 likes for the seashell mindset one. 1,600 likes. 8,800 likes. 81,000 likes for some woman. 83,000 likes. What's 81,000? What does that get me? The plan is to be a rich wife, not a rich man's wife. So she wants her own money, not just her husband's money. The plan is to be a rich wife, not a rich man's wife. What do you have? What skill do you possess? Or what product have you created that adds value? Like, this is where women ultimately kind of fumble. They don't have a skill or a product or even a service that is revolutionary or unique. 83,000. What is it? Don't be a girl with just a pretty face. See, again, it's this. Be the woman with everything: beauty, brains, and money. Be the successful and independent woman. These trends on TikTok. 83,000 likes for that. 1,300 likes, 450 likes, 922 likes, 209,000 likes. Nothing less. The life we are meant to live. Again, brands, travel, brands, jewelry, travel, credit cards instead of cash. Like, this is a very shallow existence. Yeah, you're prettier than me, but I promise you I'm happier. And now they've got Chris Hemsworth over here with a high value woman motivational quotes with 207,000 likes, 1,200 likes, 10.6 thousand likes, 133,000 likes. That's not what that is. How I became a high value woman in overnight. I promise you it wasn't overnight. 133,000 likes on this thing. 42,000 bookmarks, 388 comments. And all she's doing is showing you brands and talking at the camera. This girl looks like she's 12. Stop taking life advice from TikTok, guys. Please. But if you're wondering why this won't die, look at the likes on these videos. Look at what they're pushing. Look at this mentality, and you'll understand why this isn't going anywhere. Why it has literally got a stranglehold on society. That's what we're facing. I wish there was something better to say, but there really isn't. And it legitimately started with editors, with book editors. It comes from TikTok. There's a clip, I've seen it floating around, and it's got the actress from Madam Web in it. And I don't know what the movie is. But I do know that Dakota Johnson is very pretty. But in the clip, they're like, well, likes don't necessarily become sales. And she's like, yeah, but they could. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Because liking something or scrolling on something, it's a low effort deal. You don't have to, there's no real investment. There isn't really an investment with it. Hold on. I can't believe I'm about to do this. Give me 1 second. I gotta find the clip. I don't know what the movie is. Or the TV show, but I think it's a movie. Talk amongst yourselves, please. She's sitting in like a publisher's meeting, and she shouldn't be there at all. But and is like, well, likes can be turned into sales, and they can't. Na, 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 na. Obviously, I can't find what I'm looking for. The YouTube search algorithm is so screwed. I can't find it. And I don't know the name of what the show is. I've never seen it before. I've only ever seen that clip. But it's essentially her sitting in there with a bunch of old white men, and they're like, they're talking about a particular author and how this author is getting all of these likes and follows. And the old white men are like, well, follows and likes aren't sales. And she's like, yeah, but they could be. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because it doesn't make any sense. I'm about to ask Grok for help. I can't believe I'm about to do this. Oh, I can't believe that that's where that clip is from. Okay, well, let's see if I can do that. Because the second you guys hear it, you're going to be like, no, that's retarded. Because it is. So apparently this is from a naughty film that I forgot she was in, which is probably why I can't find it, and I'm not going to look for it. This is from a movie that I didn't even know existed. It's called 50 Shades Darker. I thought it was 50 Shades of Grey. I am so confused. But see, this is what happens when we go down rabbit holes. But essentially in the film, I guess, right? It would be a film. In the clip, she's like, yeah, but followers and likes don't convert to sales. And this is an experienced businessman who has seen trends live and die, like appear and vanish. And she's like, yeah, but they could. Jody, why do you know this stuff? It's gray, then darker, then freed. Jody, I'm concerned. I'm scared. Why? Why do you know that? Do you like snooty books? No judgment from me, but I'm judging you. I am judging you 100%. I don't do the snooty books. I don't like them. Yes, okay, so I'm sure the likes are mostly bots. Probably. I judge a high value woman by the one who will hold their child's hand in the hospital, the one who quietly feeds someone in need, the one who offers empathy, devotion, and recognize the value of life. Amen. For sites like Twitter and TikTok, you got to be seeing likes in the millions, if not tens of millions, for it to even turn a profit. I think you're correct, but the fact that those things have hundreds of thousands of likes is still insane. Well, sorry, Chrysanth, you have to be social. I give ye no choice. And I hope you can forgive me. This is more TikTok than I've watched all year. Bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, when I do this research, I have to go down. Like, I also spend way more time in the bowels of Reddit than I would prefer to, but you would be shocked at the pervasive cultural rot that comes out of Reddit. Never read them, but somehow Googled that bit of trivia. Uh-huh. Sure. Sure. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. Still kind of concerned, but I'll be all right. Reddit is a cesspit. Yes, it is. It is a terrifying place. Okay, so this one? Saw the clip all over the place, and of course now I can't find it. Fantastic. But it is what it is. But you guys get the gist. She essentially was saying that because this author is so popular and has all these likes and followers for their ebooks, or for their personal page, that those things can be converted into sales. And as we have seen by chasing the goldfish sized memory TikTok generation, that doesn't generate a profit. Like the impression of brand popularity. Yeah. To me, Apple is garbage, anti-consumer scam, but they have this lifestyle brand of pretentiousness that they sell. Yes, absolutely, Joe. I just stopped my mom from going to Reddit to look up a how-to thing for Photoshop. She took one look and went, "Yeah, I'll play and figure it out for myself." Oh no. Hello, gorgeous. We're talking about the girl boss and why it refuses to die. It's because in order to rip this thing out by the weeds, you would literally have to find the wherever the choke point, wherever the bottleneck is that is getting these women to post all of this stuff on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else on X. You have to change the mentality of what that means. But until boss bitch, boss babe, girl boss, lady boss. I mean, I showed you guys the merch. This is a marketing scheme that is never going to allow itself to die, because I mean, you guys saw they have baby clothes that say future girl boss. Like these are the same people also who were probably like, oh my gosh, why does it say why does it say future heartbreaker on his shirt? Like, isn't that sort of disgusting? You're objectifying your son. Like, what? It was supposed to be something cute and endearing, and you guys poisoned it. But it's okay to put your daughter into future girl boss stuff. And again, when you have to add a qualifier in front of something, it means that you're way out of your depth. Like, way out of your depth. I don't understand why this is something that people want. I don't understand or think they want. I would never want to go back to working. I had to work a cubicle job for a few years. And I hated every second of it. I hated the backstabbing, the passive aggressiveness. Oh my gosh, the passive aggressiveness. I hated the gossip. I hated the drama. I was like, can't we just work and then go home or like have lives? I never answered my phone out of hours. ever for work. Never, not once. Didn't care. And it didn't make any sense to me. And until my husband got sick, he often talked about how we were just a couple years away from me being able to stay home and homeschool the kids and be a stay-at-home mom and wife. Like, that was our goal. Life threw us a curveball. It happens. You figure it out. But I would never, ever. I think the other thing too is, for a while there, especially in like the 2000s, being a stay-at-home wife and mom was like mocked, viciously mocked. And I can't help but think, why that is, because it's like, when I forget which feminist said it, but it was literally like, women must never be given the option to stay home and raise children, because if given the choice, they will always choose it. So it was this oh god, feminism is the most destructive ideology ever, and that is going up against like communism, Marxism, Nazism, Stalinism, all of it. It is destructive, violent, and genocidal. It's horrific. I don't know. Let me see. You know, everybody's gonna make fun of this picture, but maybe not that one. No, we'll do that one. She looks a heck of a lot happier than all of those girl bosses. She looks way happier. My food is home cooked. It's not from a drive-through. It's not delivery. That's home cooked. And she still looks very neat and very like put together, happy. You can say that it's fake. Like, that's the other thing I've noticed, that they talk about how housewives were actually miserable, stay-at-home moms were actually miserable, and they couldn't escape. They had no escape route. And that isn't true. Especially like maybe on the coast or maybe with elites or whatever, but I've said this before and I'll say it again. I graduated, basically, when we graduated with the class of 80. 20 people, we had 10 couples, we had 10 high school sweethearts, 20 people. Okay. They're all still married happily. Almost all of them have kids outside of the ones who had like fertility issues. And you know, and that was devastating for them. But like a quarter of my class married each other. They're still happily married. Like, this is just bizarre to me that people are like, oh, high school sweethearts aren't a thing. This is totally fake. Like, housewives were never really happy. It was a trap. And I noticed this more and more in modern media. They try to say that the idealism of the past was actually a lie, when it in fact wasn't. And so it's mind-blowing. But then you get other pictures, like if you want more modern ones, you've got, look, tips and tricks on becoming becoming a stay-at-home mom. Like, she is they look so happy. Like, this is time. It's a simple peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but they're getting to actually spend quality time together. You never get this time back. My children are growing so fast. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I got married when I was 21. My oldest will be 21 in 9 years. Like, 10 highly effective habits of stay-at-home moms is scheduling is number 1. Learning how to schedule is number 1. And keeping the schedule is number 2. Like, look at that. Like, these girls are enjoying time with their mother. This baby is getting nurture and care that they're never going to get at a daycare center. Like, I don't know. This healthy habits of a stay-at-home mom. She's out walking in the sunshine with her child. This is the dream. Like, I don't understand. I'm beyond thankful for my husband works so hard that I can stay home with the baby and do housework every day. That's amazing. Okay, but how many people are you going to see say, like, go slay queen? That is incredible. And then you've got, like, the humor. I'm just a stay-at-home mom, but, like, look at what she's made a car for her son. Like, it's just, right? Like, rolling off that pun. You can't. How many times have I ever said, like, oh my gosh, I've, like, worked so much and do all this stuff. Like, I need to hire somebody to do laundry, or I need to hire somebody to clean or cook for me so that I don't always have to do it with the kids and then have them fight over whose chores or what. Shockingly, it's always there. It's everybody's turn to sweep the floor every week. Sweeping and mopping is what they fight over. I don't know. It is what it is. I would think loading the dishwasher would be the easiest one, and then hand washing the few dishes that you have to. But whatever. Okay. So you've got, like, look at this. Yeah, it's a photo op. Yeah, they might not even be related, but, like, the point stands. Quality time with your children is something that you can never get back. And time goes so fast, and it just speeds up. Many people have said it, and many more will say it in the future. Like, especially when you're in, like, the newborn and toddler stage and stuff like that, the days are long, but the years are short. And pretty soon you're like, how is it already Christmas again? How are they 5? How are they 9? How are they 12? How do I have a 16-year-old? Like, what is happening right now? And you never get these moments back. Also, if I could go back and tell myself something, it would be take newborn photos, take monthly photos, take as many pictures as possible, honestly. Like, have a digital camera that is able to take 100,000 photos and take as many pictures as you possibly can. Not selfies, not, like, where you are the center of it, but, like, photos of yourself with your husband or with your wife, depending on, like, if you're a guy in the chat, take pictures with your wife. If you're a girl in the chat, take pictures with your husband. Take pictures with your kids, because those are their memories too, right? And if you don't want to take pictures because you're self-conscious or something like that, then maybe ask yourself why, and then improve on that. That's a great reflective tool to use. Like, why don't I want to be in pictures? Well, because I'm not confident about this or that. Okay, well, we can work on that. If it's a scar, maybe we can, like, find a makeup routine that works. If it's our weight, then maybe we can work out and eat healthier so that we can lose that weight so we feel more confident in pictures. Maybe it's that we don't think we're very photogenic. Well, then just do the best that you can and go from there, because like I don't know, watch how-to videos on how to take better pictures or something. You know what I mean? There's solutions out there. There are solutions. But don't be afraid of pictures. Please don't be afraid of pictures. I always was the person behind the camera, And I'm going back and looking, and there are so few pictures of me with my kids that it actually breaks my heart. Like when they were itty bitty bitty. It actually breaks my heart that I don't have more. So yeah, take the pictures. Take them all. Be that overbearing. Everybody line up for pictures. Everybody get in line for pictures. Okay, we're taking pictures. All right, let's go. Line up for pictures. Be that person. Because if you're not that person, nobody else will be. And then the pictures don't happen. And then all you have are your fading memories over time. So, we're going to leave this beautiful picture up because it's lovely. What is my nerdy home talking about? It was mocked by feminists who wanted to push their girl boss, women are better than men, bad bitch agenda. Yep, that's what we spent this whole live stream talking about. This is where it comes from, and the reason it refuses to die is because it is alive and well on TikTok and Instagram. And it just festers, and it just grows. It's like a man-eating bacteria. It's not good. I've seen so many women who went on maternity leave and just never came back. They fell in love with that life. Yes, that is also why, like, a lot of corporate offices figured out that if they give maternity leave, they lose female employees. So they just kind of stopped giving maternity leave and did FMLA, which is like, we can't fire you for having a baby, but we also don't have to pay you while you're on maternity leave. That whole twisted, disgusting thing. So it's 100%. It is all deeply connected. It is a giant scam. Feminism is pure evil. It won't go away. Women have put themselves on pedestals, and it's only gotten with the narcissistic TikTok generation. Yep, absolutely. 1,000 billion million trillion %. It has to start in the home. Values have to be taught. Titus is a 3-chapter book in the Bible. It is one of the shortest books in the Bible, but it is no less important than the others. It's in there for a reason. Everybody needs to go read the book of Titus. And we're seeing the results of it now with the low birth rate and women in their late 30s and 40s crying in their cars about how they don't have families and are alone. Yeah, because they were sold a bill of goods where, hey, like millennials who bought into this, but the boomer generation and Gen Xers, I'm looking at you as well, because you sold this shit too. Not all of you. Yes, I'm generalizing, but the vast majority of visible Gen Xers and boomers sold this. You can freeze your eggs. You can have babies later. Like, families can wait. A biological clock is a social norm. It's not real. You can have babies whenever. And now you have women who their eggs are no longer viable because they were frozen for too long, or they are premenopausal because they had their eggs harvested, and so their body started going into menopause early, because that's what happens when you run out of, women are born with the amount of eggs that we will have for the rest of our life. And when we no longer have any eggs is when we start going into menopause. That's when we become premenopausal, when our egg count gets low, and we go into menopause when our eggs are no more, or when we're talking, there might be 1, 2, or 3 left in there that maybe never leave. Okay. But in menopause, you're not able to get pregnant. Your uterus literally becomes a hostile environment. You are unable to have children. But all of these women who wanted to be corporate boss babes and wanted these big extravagant lifestyles and wanted these beautiful, all of this materialism, and now they can't have families. And the women who are having children later, in their late 30s, in their 40s, and some of them in their late 40s and 50s. First of all, if you have a baby at 50, when that baby is 18, you are 68. The average life expectancy for females in America is between 79 and 81. It's a lie, guys, because you can't actually enjoy your child. You also don't have the energy you had when you were young. I think the best thing that I ever did was marry young, marry the right man. We choose each other every single day. and we choose our children every single day, and we are doing our best to raise children who have a value system that is not materialistic. There's only so much we can do as parents, but by gosh, we are going to try. But when my youngest graduates high school, I'll be 45, right? I'm sorry, I'll be 45 or 46 when my youngest graduates high school. I will be able to play with and enjoy my husband will be able to play with and enjoy his grandchildren. We will probably live to see great grandchildren, if not great grandchildren. Like, we'll get to see our family grow. We'll get to see we get to spend time with our children. We're not too tired to take them to the park. We're not too tired to, take them hiking or to build memories with them or to make messes in the kitchen or the bathroom or build bedroom forts or build blanket forts in the bedroom or pillow forts in the living room, and then we're just too tired to pick it up later. So we don't do it at all because we know, oh, well, I'm going to have to clean it up, and that's just exhausting. No, you don't actually have to worry about the cost of building those memories and the energy that it's going to take because you have it to spend. And why you would give that up to spend 10 hours a day under fluorescent lights working with people who don't care about you and working for people who will replace you in half a heartbeat is just confusing to me. So if you want to be a high value woman, my recommendation, you can take it or leave it, as a woman who's been married for 14 years, 13 and a half, 14 years, been with my husband for 16 years, I would tell you that you should learn how to communicate. That means how to listen and how to talk, how to encourage him, and also how to express gently your expectations and how you wish to help him build a life. Like, what can you do to take stress off of his plate so that you guys can build a life together, especially if your expectation is to be a stay-at-home wife and mother. Be like, okay, well, I can cook, I can clean, I'll massage your neck and head and back. I'll listen to you. I'll make sure that, we have your favorite meals. If you're having a hard, stressful day, if you let me know, I can, we can give you a few minutes when you get home to shower or whatever, or I can have the kids make you "We love you, daddy" cards or something of that nature. What really ticks me off is the way that Hollywood portrays men who are trying to provide for their families. Every time they come home, they're super short-tempered and they want nothing to do with the kids, and they just they're like, I just want to sit down and watch the game. Are there men who want to watch sports all the time or whatever? Sure, yeah. But for the most part, if a man is breaking his back to provide for his family, coming home to a family that appreciates what he's doing for them goes far beyond anything else in his life, I promise. And if as a wife, you welcome your husband home actively, or you actively engage, or you show affection throughout the day, that also goes a long way. But yeah, you have 30 and 40-year-old women crying because they chose to buy into this lie. They fell for it, and now they're realizing that they are set up for a life of loneliness and misery. They say they were miserable and were all on medication because they weren't fulfilled, when in reality, it's the women who are chasing that girl boss dream who are on medication because they're unhappy and alone. Yes. So Hollywood tries to tell you that the stay-at-home wife and mother is on Xanax and is super stressed out and is always trying to put on a front and false happiness, when in fact, you're right, Steph, it is 1,000% the girls who are chasing the women who are chasing the girl boss stuff. But I don't know. I would strongly, I almost want to go back to school and have my doctoral thesis be that how feminism destroyed the world, specifically the West and its values, because that is exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. So the girl boss parasite is unfortunately multiplying and replicating on TikTok and Instagram, and it is pushing this materialistic, shallow worldview and is doing everything in its power to prevent women from embracing fulfillment and contentment and joy. And I don't think I'm out of line when I say that humans were literally meant to be families. Women were meant to be wives, men were meant to be husbands. You were meant to be joined together as one and build a life together. And like I said, I have friends who devastatingly, because of fertility reasons, were unable to have children. But they're still married. They didn't blame each other. They didn't lash out at each other. They certainly didn't have affairs. But they absolutely still, they are still trying to build a life together. Some of them have looked into adoption. One of the couples does foster. It's beautiful. So it isn't that it's impossible, but I think it is really important for people to recognize that if you are chasing materialism, you're going to be let down. But I don't know. I guess I'm just old-fashioned. I get told that a lot. Lady G, Proverbs 31 is a great example of attributes of what a wife is. Yes! Yes, Proverbs 31. I see that on a lot of t-shirts. So is the book of Titus. So if we'd like to, so Proverbs 31, the words of Lemuel, king of Massa, which his mother taught him. What, my son? What son of my womb? What son of my vows? Give not your strength to women, your ways to those who destroy kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, or for rulers to desire strong drink, lest they drink and forget what has been decreed, and pervert the rights of all the afflicted. Give strong drink to him who is perishing, and wine to those in bitter distress. Let them drink and forget their poverty, and remember their misery no more. Open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of all who are left desolate. Open your mouth, judge righteously, maintain the rights of the poor and needy. Who can find a good wife? She is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not harm all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and works with willing hands. She is like the ships of the merchant. She brings her food from afar. She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and tasks for her maidens. She considers a field and buys it, and with the fruit of her hands she plants a vineyard. She clothes her loins with strength and makes her arms strong. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. She puts her hands onto the distaff, and her hands hold the spindle. She opens her hand to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of snow for her household, or for her household are clothed in scarlet. She makes herself coverings. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them. She delivers sashes to the merchant. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gates. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. And then Titus talks about teaching sound doctrine and older men. So chapter 2 of chidus. But as for you, teach what befits sound doctrine. Bid the older men be temperate, serious, sensible, sound in faith, in love, and in steadfastness. Bid the older women likewise to be reverent in behavior, not to be slanderers or slaves to drink. They are to teach what is good, and so train the young women to love their husbands and children, to be sensible, chaste, domestic, kind, and submissive to their husbands, that the word of God may not be discredited. Likewise, urge the younger men to control themselves. Show yourself in all respects a model of good deeds, and in your teaching show integrity, gravity, and sound speech that cannot be censored, so that an opponent may be put to shame, having nothing evil to say of us. Bid slaves to be submissive to their masters and to give satisfaction in every respect. They are not to talk back nor to pilfer, but to show entire and true fidelity. And this is, of course, talking that we're supposed to be slaves to Jesus. So that in everything they may adorn the doctrine of God for our Savior. For the grace of God has appeared for the salvation of all men, training us to renounce irreligion and worldly possessions, and to live sober, upright, and godly lives in this world, awaiting our blessed hope, the appearing of the glory of our great God and Savior Jesus Christ, who gave himself for us to redeem us from all iniquity and to purify for himself a people of his own, who are zealous for good deeds. Declare these things, exhort and reprove with all authority. Let no one disregard you. Amen. So, the Bible is pretty clear. And there are many other wonderful readings throughout the Bible and the Catechism of the Catholic Church that explain and expound on what that means and how, like, how you can implement those things in your life. And so it is incredibly important to remember that this isn't something that has been kept from you, but it has been something that has been distorted, and Hollywood and feminists have attempted to shame because they know how powerful a husband and wife are. What God has brought together, let no man tear asunder. That is the power of God. I mean, that's what you're looking at. So that's what feminism is up against. And so it has to keep you separate and weak, because when you embrace the sacrament of marriage, when you embrace that holy duty and you truly live it, there isn't anything that the world can do. You have to allow it in first. So the idea that, oh, it can wait, or you can freeze your eggs, or do the career first so that you get the experience and then you can go have kids and then you can come back later. Or you just go have kids, and while you're a stay-at-home wife and mom, you read and you study and you learn. You take some online courses. It's never been easier to get a degree in this world. And you build and you listen and you learn and you lead with a servant heart, and you respect your husband and your marriage and your family. But being able to give that time and that dedication to your children, to your husband, and to yourself, and to your household, you can change the world. It's one of the greatest, most powerful things that we can do. And it's how you heal all of this damage. And so they'll want to keep that from you. So that is how we've arrived at this girl boss atrocity, and how it can be defeated. One person at a time. One marriage at a time. Embracing the wisdom that God has given us, and not rejecting his guidance or his teachings. As a parent, you figure out really quick that it is funny. I've seen the meme where parenting is a crash course in theology, because there is this tiny human being made in your image that you only want the best for, who you are trying to lead correctly and provide answers and guidance, so that they can learn and grow on their own, and they refuse to listen. I was like, yeah, that about sums it up. That about sums it up. So thank you, Jose Taco. Yes, Proverbs 31 is a great one. Titus, the whole book is only 3 chapters. Like that was a third of the book that I read. So Book of Titus is also exceptional. Go check that out. Yeah, I know the Word of God is pretty wise. Shocking, I know. Joe Soffit, I'll just say it. It's Satan. Yup, he rules this world for now and is causing this division like he always has. So he wants to rule over this world, and he definitely, so like the principalities and the powers of darkness are able to influence this world. But when you say this world, I think you mean the materialistic one, because obviously like the world belongs to Jesus Christ. But yes, I get what you are saying. He very much, we already know the end of the story. He loses, but in his pride, he apparently thinks that he's going to be able to change something. So, amen. Amen indeed, awesome one. It removes women's authority from raising godly children or not having children all. Yes, as they are at work or whatever instead. Yeah, so you're outsourcing your maternal nurturing and rearing of your children to the state or to a date, like to somebody else. Osafit, and the state wants to indoctrinate your children while you're too busy counting stacks. Yup. Woohoo! So, that is where we're gonna kind of go ahead and end it for the evening on the happy notes with wisdom from God. It's gonna be a battle, guys. Like, if you honestly don't think that we are in, if you can't see the eternal battle that is raging behind the very materialistic battle, it's like right on the other side of that veil. And if you can't see it, really need to open your eyes. Yes, I know, Joe. I know. I know. I'm aware. That's what I said. I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying. He's able to rule over the fallen world, but like, Jesus is not of this world. The kingdom is not of this world. But when Revelation happened, it will be the world made anew. So, yes. Hello, Diane. It is a battle for everyone's soul. 100%. What do you mean, Jody? Inconvenient truths about what? You can message me if you're not on Twitter, or X rather. I'm Lady Gravemaster over there, but you can also email me at ladygravemaster@gmail.com. We can talk. I can't promise that I have any answers. But we can talk. But yes, there is definitely a battle for your soul going on. And if you were ever curious on just how valuable that thing is, well, Satan is using all of the legions of hell to try to get to it. Not because he cares about you, not because it's not even that he wants your soul. It's that he just doesn't want God to have it. Whereas God literally sacrificed himself on the cross, and then went toe-to-toe with the devil already, in order to ensure that we could get to heaven. But I think that the more that people are aware of it, the more sinister the attacks are going to get. But oh, Joe, I was adopted by horrible sinners and had to go through hell to listen and saved me, literally. I'm glad that you're safe now. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's horrifying. Oh, that breaks my heart. There's always hope, but hope is not a strategy. So make sure you are actively aware and try not to don't ever think that, oh, I am so spiritually protected that Satan can't get me, because that's pride. There's a difference between knowing that Jesus and the angels and the saints will protect you from Satan and thinking that you are unable to fall for the devil's tricks. One is pride, one is complete faith in Jesus Christ. Don't get them mixed up. Amen, Diane. Very much so. Hope in Jesus always. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. You guys can see why this is called The Tangent. We go down multiple rabbit holes. And we started with girl boss trotting down a sidewalk, and we ended with Proverbs 31 and Titus chapter 2. So, isn't it great? This is very much like, this is how my brain works, honestly. Like, if you tell somebody we started with the girl boss trot on a sidewalk and we ended at Proverbs 31 and Titus chapter 2, they'd be like, what? But if you follow the logic, it tracks. Okay? But it's a good time. So I really appreciate you guys spending your valuable time with me. I know how precious it is, and it does mean a lot. Hopefully, if I ever get any faster at video editing, my Superman video review will be out this week, hopefully by Thursday. But regardless, whenever I get it done is when I'm going to release it. Other than that, Nostalgic Nirvana on Thursday. We're going to do The Page Master, because that movie is incredible and doesn't get enough credit. So good times, and I may have a surprise live stream in between there, so you never know. But as always, chat, you remain undefeated. Thank you for all of the wonderful comments this evening. Thank you for being here and spending your precious, valuable time. It means a lot. And as always, God bless, Godspeed, much love, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
You fools! I have been, and always shall be.